Alright, we're going to continue from our last video. We haven't finished all the questions. So on page 7, it says that we're doing quick questions. So this one wants you to change from a mixed numeral to improper fraction. So we're just going to do 2 times, oh, this is a bit too big there. Let's change the size of this pen, maybe 3. Okay, so 2 times 8, you do 2 times 8, that's 16, and then plus another 2 will be 18. It'll be 18 over 8. Okay, but they want it over 4, so what we're going to do is simplify it. We can make it into a 4 by dividing it by 2. And what we do to the bottom number, we must do to the top number, so that'll be 9 over 4, and the answer up here must be a 9. If the bottom number is a 4, the top must be a 9. Now we're going to add these fractions together. So to add the fractions together, you have to make the bottom number the same. This is a 5 and that's a 10. I can turn a 5 into a 10 by multiplying by 2, and I do the same to the top. So now I have 6 over 10 plus 7 over 10. And just get the answer there. Next one, this is BODMAS. You got to do this first. Okay, 96 divided by 16 will give you 6. And then you can add the 10, that gives you 16. Next one is we're going to multiply the two fractions. However, when you multiply, the one thing you can do that will help you is you can simplify during your multiplication. So what I mean by that is this. You have the 3 here and the 3 here. Okay, they can both be divided by 3. So we just divide it by 3, we get a 1. Divided by 3, we get a 1. And we look at these two. So we always look at the top and the bottom number. Okay. Don't look at the side numbers. Don't go, oh, 3, this one and this one, try and simplify it. No. Always one from the top, one from the bottom. So now we look at this one and we say, okay, 2 and 8, what can I divide them both by? Obviously, I can divide them both by 2, which gives 2 divided by 2 will be 1. 8 divided by 2 will give you 4. So now when you multiply them, you got 1 times 1, which gives you a 1. 4 times 1, which gives you 4, and the answer is 1/4. It's just a faster way of doing the multiplication. If you had done it the other way, let's pretend we didn't know this way. Okay, and we just do it the long way. It's not just, so when you multiply fractions, just multiply across. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, and then you try to simplify this. You go, hey, what can I divide both of these guys by? Well, 6 and 24, I can divide them both by 6. 6 divided by 6 will be 1. 24 divided by 6 will be 4. And again, you get 1/4. But obviously, the other method is faster, especially with bigger numbers. These are the small numbers, so it doesn't take that long. But if you get big numbers, it's a lot faster if you do it just that way. Now, if you want to add these decimals up, you got to line up the decimal places. So it's 7. Oops, no, 7. 6.716. We're going to add it with 2.913, and we're going to add it with 6.876. Okay, so you add all those together. So you can do that yourself. Okay. Next one, just add up all the senses and tell me how many cents you got. Easy. Question 7, we're going to multiply, well, we're going to do some BODMAS. So this side is equal to this side. So first we're going to work out this side here. Okay, so we do BODMAS. 8 times 6 would be 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 is 49. So this side becomes 49 is equal to something times 7. 7 times what is 49? And you can figure that out yourself. Next one says increase 4.7 by 5.3. Increase means plus, so we add them like this and we're done. Question 9, subtract 197 cents from $2.20. So this is in dollars, so let's change it to cents. So this will be 220 cents. And we're going to subtract 197. You can work that out yourself. Next one, the cash price of a TV set is $365. The higher price of the same unit TV is $35.50 per month for 12 months. How much does a cash buyer save? Okay, so let's see. So if you buy a TV, it will cost you $365. But if you want to buy it, if you want to pay it monthly, Let's see how much. It probably costs you more monthly, but let's just double check. So every month you have to pay $35.50, and you do it for 12 months. So that means we do 12 times $35.50. Okay. Move decimal place 2 spaces to the right. Therefore, when whatever our answer is, we move two spaces back to the left. So let's just find our answer first. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Next thing we do is we put a magical 0. Now we say 1 times all of that is just all of that. And we add them up. 0, 0. This will be a 6. This will be a 12. And this will be a 4. Decimal place is right there. Okay, because we moved the decimal place 2 spaces to the right to make a whole number, we're going to move back 2 spaces to the left. And it'll be right here. So therefore it's just $426. We don't need to worry about this. These 2 zeros doesn't make a difference. Still $426. So therefore, if the buyer pays in monthly, they have to pay $426. If they pay in one hit, so they just buy outright, they have to pay $365. And the question is, how much money does the buyer save if they just buy outright? $365. So you just do a subtraction. 6 take away 5 is 1. This will be a 3. 12 take away 6 is 6. 3 take away 3 is 0. So therefore you save $61 if you buy outright compared to monthly. 3/5 of a kilogram. Okay, 3/5. So 3/5 is equal to 0.6. So therefore 0.6 kilograms. Okay. From fraction to decimal, I hope you get used to converting from fraction to decimal. This is simple ones like these. Question 12. If 100 pens cost $58, how much for 75 pens? Well, 75 pens. Let's just do a little drawing here. We can do pens. We're comparing pens with the cost. For 100 pens, they'll cost you $58. For 75 pens, the question is how much will that cost you? So to go from 100 to 75 is one hard jump to go, so we just do 2 jumps. We're going to go for 25 first, and then from 25 to 75. To go from 125, I must divide it by 4. And then go from 25 to 75, I times it by 3. Which means I do the exact same thing here, divide by 4 and then times it by 3. Okay, so 58 divided by 4. Well, 4, does 4 go into 58 evenly? No, it doesn't. So just leave it as 58 and 4 for now. And we're going to times it by 3. Okay, so because when we divide by 4, we're just putting it over 4 as a fraction. Division is the same thing, okay? So 58 divided by 4 is the same as 58 over 4. And now we're going to times that by 3. Okay, so we're going to times it by 3. So let's times it by 3 over 1. Okay, so let's have a look. 3 times 58. So 3 times 58. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Now we're so what that means is this. Wait, what was it? 174. Okay. So that means 174 over 4. Well, you can just divide the top and bottom by 2. This will be a 2. Just simplify a bit further. 174 divided by 2. 17 divided by 2 is 8. 16 and 7. This will be 87 on 2. Okay. So where was the question? Here. So how much for 75 pens? It'll be 87 over 2. Now what's 86 divided by 2? 86 divided by 2 will be 43. This must be $43.50 because 87. Okay, so you can just do, if you don't know how I got that number, you can just do 87 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, you get 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And remainder 1. Okay, so if you change this 87 over 2, you'll get 43, remainder 1, so 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is 43.5, which is $43.50. So that's how much it will cost for 75 pens. Let's rub this out for 1 sec. Okay. Trees alongside a highway are spaced at a distance of 10 meters apart. What's the distance between the 100 trees? Okay. So you got some trees. Okay. And there are 100 trees. So I'm not gonna draw it correctly. There's probably more. Now we imagine that each tree is spaced 10 meters apart. So how do you find the distance between 100 trees? Let's just find the distance between 4 trees. So here you've got 4 trees already. Let's just find out where we go for 4 trees. For 4 trees, you would do 10 times 3, wouldn't you? You got 3 lots of 10, which gives you 30. Okay, so if you have 4 trees, it's 10 times 3. What if you have 5 trees? If you have 5 trees, it's 10 times 4. Okay, and the reason we multiply by 4, not 5, is because these are the number of gaps. The number of gaps is always 1 less than the number of trees. So if you have 100 trees, it means you take away 1, you have 99 gaps. So 99 gaps times it by 10, because each gap is 10 meters long, and you have a total of 990 meters distance between the 100 trees, and that's your answer there. Let's rub this out. Number of days in 1976. Now to find the number of days, we divide it by 4 first. 1976 we divide by 4, and the reason we divide by 4 is because we're trying to figure out whether this year is a leap year or not, because a leap year is every 4 years starting from 0. So 0, 4 years is a leap year, another 4 years, 8 is a leap year, 12 leap year, and so on. So we want to know, is 1976 a leap year or not? So we divide by 4. We want to see. So 19 divided by 4 will give you 4. 4 times 4 is 16, remainder 3. 37 divided by 4 will give you 9. 4 times 9 is 36, remainder 1. And 16 divided by 4 is 4 with no remainder. Therefore this is a leap year. It divides evenly by 4. If it's a leap year, it'll be 366 days. If it's not a leap year, it's 365 days. Simple as that. Alright, next one. Area is equal to that much, so I'll just draw a rectangle. Not the best looking rectangle in the world, but it'll do. Okay. Now it says the length is 45, and it says the area is 270. What's the width? So to find the area, we do 45 times by this unknown width, length times width, and we get 270. So to find this number, we just do a simple reverse, and the reverse of multiplication is division. So we do 270, we divide it by 45. How many 45s go into 270? I don't know. Let's have a look. 45, and then it goes to 90. 90 plus 45 is 135, and then 180, and then 225, and then 270. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of 45s. We'll make 270. So therefore 45 times 6. So the width must be 6. This is 6 there. Next one, let's have a look. Let's rub this out for 1 second. Next one says, how many degrees are there in half a circle? Well, we know that a full circle has, if you go from here all all the way around. You make a full revolution or full circle, which is 360. Half a circle is half of 360, so you can figure that out. How much greater is 6 then in the tens place than in the other 6 in the number place? Okay, so in the tens place it's worth 60. That's the tens place. In the digit place it's worth 6. So how much more greater? You minus, you get 54. Next one says the marks scored in 2 tests is that and that. What's the highest score as a percentage? What is the higher score as a percentage? Huh? The marks scored in 2 tests. Well, that and that one. What is the higher score? Okay, we're gonna figure out which one is the highest score. So we got 40 over 50, and we got 18 over 20. Okay, let's simplify this. You can cross it out. You get 4 over 5. Let's simplify this. We can divide it by 2. We get 9 over 10. Okay. I can't simplify this anymore, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna make this one a bit higher now. I'm gonna make this into a 10 to look like this guy. So I'll times it by 2, and I'll get 10. And obviously I times the top by 2 as well. I get 8. So 4 out of 50 is the same as 8 over 10. 18 out of 20 is same as 9 over 10. So which one's bigger? Obviously this is bigger. So 18 out of 20 is the bigger number. So 18 on 20 is same as 9 over 10. Now I want to change this one into a percentage. To change it to a percentage, we must make the bottom number this into 100, and we see what the top number is. So to make a bottom number 100, we times it by 10, and the same to the top number. So you get 90 over 100, which is 90%. Done. Next page. It says show full working out, simplify. Okay. So let's just multiply them. We got 0.2 times 0.5 times 0.7. Just do for me 2 times 5 times 7. Because I'm going to turn them all into whole numbers. Okay. Two times 5 is 10. 10 times 7 is 70 decimal place. Now, how do I turn this into a whole number? Well, I move this one over 1 time. Move this over 1 time. Move this over 1 time. So therefore, I made 3 movements, right? So the answer, I must move it back 3 movements. Put a couple of zeros there. 1, 2, 3. It lands right here. So the answer is 0.07. We don't care about this 0 here. We don't care about this 0 here. And the answer should be B. You can do this one. It's very easy. Question 2. Question 3. Simplify. Simplify. So let me see. 2 to the power 5. What does that mean? That means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 5 times. And that'll give you 32. And 9 squared. That means 9 times 9, which it gives you 81. And then they want you to multiply those 2 numbers together. So 32 times 81. And you can figure out the answer yourself. Question 4. It says 2 minus this number here. Now this number, it's 3 over 1,000, which means 3 divided by 1,000, right? Okay, so what's 3 divided by 1,000? Well, here's a number 3, decimal place is right there. Because we're dividing it by 1,000, we're going to move decimal place to the left. How many times? 1,000 has 3 zeros, so we move to the left 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It lands right there. So we don't care about that. So therefore it's 0.003. So this number can be written as 0.003. So 2 take away 0.003. Let's see what that looks like. So 2.000 take away 0.003. You can work it out yourself and figure the answer there. Question 5. On a map, 2.5 millimeters represents a distance of 12 kilometers. How many kilometers would be represented by a length of 6.25 millimeters? Well, 6.25 divided by 2.5. We just divide it. We want to see how many 2.5s fit into 6.25. Okay, so let me see. How many? I would say 2 times 2.25. Let's just ignore the decimal for now. So 2 times 25 is 50. You take it away, you get 1, 2, 5. Alright, 125 divided by 5 is equal to 5. And that's equal to that. Take away, you get nothing. 0. Okay, so no remainders. So where's the is there a decimal place? Of course there is. It's in between the 2 and the 5. Okay, so 2 times 2 is roughly 4, close to the answer 6. Okay, you can't have the answer to be 25. 2 times 25 will give you 50. So that's not even close. So therefore, if I times, so what I'm doing is this. I'll just give you an idea. Let's find some space. So what it means is that 2.5, this is map. Let's do it here. Map. 2.5 is the same as the real life distance of 12 kilometers. Okay. Now, when you have 6.25 on the map, the question is, how do I go from there to there? Well, I times it by 2.5. I just worked it out, right? If I times it by 2.5, I'll get 6.25. So therefore, to get this number, I must also times it by 2.5. So you can work it out, times it by 2.5, get the answer there. Next one is, what distance on the map would correspond to a distance of 2 towns which are 300 kilometers apart? Okay, so we know that 2.5, this is map, is the same as in real life 12 kilometers. Now the question is, if I have 300 kilometers, what will be the map distance of that? Okay, so what we can do is we can try and figure it out. How do I go from 12 to 300? That's pretty hard. So let's divide it by I don't know, divide it by 4 maybe, and you'll get 3 kilometers, right? And then from 3 to 300, you times it by 100. Easy. So I'm going to divide this by well, I'm going to do 2 jumps just like that one. I'll divide it by 4. So 2.5 divided by 4, I'm not sure what that is. Then you times it by 100. Alright, let's just divide 2.5 divided by 4. Okay, so 2.5 divided by 4. Okay, 4 goes in 2.5, 0 times. Dot. What's 4 going to 25? 4 going to 25 will be 6. 6 times 4 is 24. And then we take subtract that, we get remainder 1. Or there's more zeros here, bring the 0 down. 10 divided by 4 would be 2. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Take away, you get a 2, bring a 0 down. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So when divided by 4, you will get 0.625. Now you times it by 100, well, 0.625, you times it by 100, decimal place jumps 2 spaces to the right, gives you 62.5. So therefore, it will be 62.5 millimeters, and that's the answer there. Alright, question 7. 101, you can just work this out yourself, right? Takes a bit of time, but you can do it. Now question 8, only one of the following statement is true. Which is it? So what you got to do is do bond mass and try to figure it out. So for example, let's do this one here. Let's focus on the left hand side of the equal sign. You're going to get, in the brackets, we do brackets first, it'll be 10, 10 times 3 is 30. So this whole thing becomes 30. Now equals to, bond mass says you got to do times first, so that's 12. 12 plus 6 is equal to 18. 30 does not equal to 18, so that's incorrect. You try the next one. I might try D this time. 3 times, so bond mass says I go do these first. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 27 equals to 9 plus 8. 9 plus 8 is 17 times 3. Okay, so 24 plus 27 is equal to 51. Is 51 same as 3 times 17? You work it out. If that doesn't work, try B or try C. Try and see which one works. You can figure that out. The 8s in the number have different values. The difference in the value is what? So let's look at this one. This is 8,000. So 8 with 3 zeros. And this 8 is 80. What's the difference? Subtract it. Get the answer. Question 10. It says a drink is made up of two parts cordial and 11 part water. How much cordial will be needed in making 65 liters of drink? So here's a drink. Oh, I even spelled drink wrong. Okay, so it's made up of 2 parts water. So this is water and cordial. And cordial is 11 parts. Oh my god, I gotta draw 11. Okay, that's fine. There you go. So now we know that we want a 65 liters of drink. We want 65 liters. So what do? We take 65 liters. We're going to pour it into all of these cups. These are the cups. Okay, so two cups to 11 cups. So let's take. So how many cups do I have altogether? I've got 13 cups, right? 2 plus 11 is 13. So we do 65 divided by 13. How many 13 65? The answer is exactly 5. So therefore, in each cup, you got 5 liters in each cup. And the question is, how much cordial do you need? Well, oh, whoops, I think I wrote it wrong. 2 parts cordial. Oh, okay. So this is the cordial, and this is the water. My bad. So how much cordial do you need? Well, you got 2 cups, each with 5 liters. So you need 10 liters of cordial if you want to make 65 liters of drink. Okay, so 10 liters. And I think the answer might be on the next page. Is it not on the next page? Yes, on this page. So it should be 10. Okay. Question 11. How many times can 3.5 be subtracted from 24.5? How many times can something be subtracted? Just do division. Okay. So you do 24.5 divided by 3.5. Now we can't divide like this. Okay, so you got to turn it into improper fraction. 24 times 2 is 48. 48 plus 1 is 49 on 2. We're dividing it by 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 on 2. Now because we're dividing fractions, we just take the second fraction and we flip it upside down, so it becomes 2 over 7 instead of 7 on 2. And we change the division to a times. Now because we're multiplying, we can simplify the fractions. 7 and 49 can be simplified. So I can just divide them both by 7. This will be a 1. This will be a 7. 2 and 2 can be simplified. I can divide it both by 2. This will be a 1. This will be a 1 again. So when you multiply them, you get 7 times 1, which is 7. 1 times 1, which is 1. 7 over 1 is a whole number, so the answer is just 7. So the answer is 7 times. What is the difference in temperature of the inside of a fridge? Inside of a fridge freezer at minus 6 degrees Celsius and the room temperature of 14 degrees Celsius. So what it's saying is that here's your temperature at 0 and the room temperature is 14 degrees Celsius positive, and minus 6 is somewhere here, minus 6. And it says, what's the difference in temperature? How do we go from minus 6 to 14? How much do I have to rise in temperature to reach 14? Well, we have to find out the distance. From here to here is 6 degrees to get to 0, and then another 14 degrees to get to 14. So together you have to rise a total of 20 degrees, isn't it? So the answer is B. The average of 7 numbers is 3. If a new number 11 is added, what is the new average? So the average of 7 numbers is 3, so 7 times 3. That gives you 21. Now why did I do 7 times 3? Let's have a look. Imagine you got 3 numbers. Oh, sorry. Oh, 7 numbers. Oh, okay. To find the average of 7 numbers, we have to add them up. Right? Add all the numbers up and divide it by 7, and we get the resulting of 3. To find the total, I must do 3 times 7, which is 21, because 21 divided by 7 is 3. If a new number is 11, it's added, so I'm going to add a new number, 11. Here's 11. Alright. What's my new average? If I add a new number, I'm going to have not 7 numbers, but 8 numbers now. And the top number becomes 21 plus 11, which equals to 32. 32 divided by 8, because this will be 32. Okay, 32 you divide by 8, and you get 4. The new average has to be 4. And the answer is 8. Question 14. If A triangle B equals A divided by B minus B, find 10 triangle 2. So 10 triangle, actually I'll put it down here. 10 triangle 2 equals to 10, because A is there, that's A, so 10 is 10. Divided by B, which is 2. Minus B, which is 2. So you're just matching everything up with this the way it is. So if you minus B, if you divide it by B, you must divide it by the second one here, the same as that. Divide by 2, and you minus B, which means you minus 2. And you just do that. This is the bottom math, so you can work it out. Next one is something times 0. The answer is 0, because there's a 0 in there. Okay. Question 1, you can fill this out. This means 1 times 1 times 1, you get the answer. This is 2 times 2 times 2, get the answer. And so on. Okay, you can just do the rest on your own. You get the answer there. Alright, next one is from centimeter cube to milliliters. Okay, we know that 1 centimeter cube is equal to exactly 1 milliliter, which equals to 1 gram. So therefore 2,400 centimeter cube is 2,400 milliliter and 2,400 grams. For example, 5,400 milliliter centimeter cube is same as they're all the same, to be honest. And to turn to liters, we take this one we take the milliliter divided by 1,000, which gives you 2.4. This one is 5.4, and you can fill out the rest of them. All right, next page. All right, so we're going to cross out this part whenever we do these questions. We never need the bottom part, so we don't know worry about that. Now it says Lauren, the boy, and so on, so on, so on. So we need to know who's boy, who's girl. So Lauren is a girl, Jeremy boy, Lindsay girl, and Robert boy. Okay, Lauren, the boy who likes. Okay, Lauren. So now it's listing people. Lauren is the first person. Okay, the boy. So it has a comma. That's why we know. Lauren, comma means that Lauren is the first person to be listed. The boy who likes Peter. So the boy who likes Peter could either be Jeremy. So this boy could either be, let me just write it down here. Could either be Jeremy, or it could be Robert. We don't know who it is yet. The girl who admired the velvet seats. Well, who's the girl that admires the velvet seats? It can't be Lauren, because Lauren's already listed. So that means that person must be someone else that's not Lauren, which means, and it can't be a boy, it has to be Lindsay. So therefore Lindsay is the one who admired the velvet seats. So Lindsay, we go to Lindsay and velvet seats and we put a tick. Next one is and then it says and Robert. So that means Robert's the last person to be listed, which means that the second boy, the boy that was listed second, can't be Robert, he must be Jeremy. So Jeremy is the one who likes Peter. So Jeremy likes Peter. Okay. Second one says Lindsay, the boy who admired the grandfather. So Lindsay is the first person to be listed. The boy who admired the grandfather. So the boy who admired the grandfather. It can't be it can't be Jeremy, because Jeremy already admired the Peter. So that means that there's only two boys. Okay, one of them it can't be Jeremy. There must be the other one, which is Robert. That means Robert's the one that likes the grandfather. And then it says Lindsay, the first person. The second person is Robert, because we just figured it out. And then it says the boy who was impressed by a gigantic chandelier. So that means that the other boy, which is Jeremy, because this boy we know is to be Robert. Okay, then the third person, which is a boy, is impressed. That means the third person must be Jeremy, and he's the one that likes a gigantic chandelier. So he likes Jeremy chandelier. Okay, and the girl who got to meet the conductor. So there's only 2 girls. It can't be Lindsay because Lindsay is relisted. That means that it must be Lauren. Lauren likes the conductor. So you put Lauren's and the conductor there. Okay, who were amazed, blah blah blah. Clue 3, the person who enjoyed the wolf was not the person. So let's see. Let's just see what we can do here. If these are all taken, the only one that's not taken is instrument. An instrument must belong to Robert because he's the one who doesn't have anything yet. Alright, now next one says the person who enjoyed the wolf was not the person who was impressed by the velvet seats. So let's see who was impressed by the velvet seats. The velvet seat belongs to Jeremy. Okay, the person who enjoyed the wolf cannot be Jeremy. Was not the one who impressed about. So let's say the wolf. The wolf can only be. Let me see. It can't be Jeremy. The wolf can only be Lauren or Lindsay, but it can't be the one that likes the velvet seats. Oh, sorry. The velvet seats was my bad. It's not Jeremy. The velvet seats was Lindsay, and it says the wolf cannot be the one who likes the velvet seats. It can't be that one. That must be this one. Which means if that's the case, whoops, did I rub something out? Yeah, I think I got. Okay. That means this one's there, and this one's there. Okay, so that means that the bird must belong to Lindsay, and you're done. You got all of them. So then you can just use that to fill this table out, and you're done. Alright, I hope that helps.